There's Freddie Spencer there, the iconic colours of his Arai helmet. A lot of nervousness down there. Look at them all lining up for the sprint. Barry, here we go.
Mechanical co-rider will be holding the engine running. It's not in gear, but it is running. So they've got to leap aboard, get the clutch in, get it in first gear and get away. Waiting then for the Union flag. Everybody looking. Hopefully their visors won't miss out. Look at Troy Corser. He's a classer. He's looking over everybody's shoulder, looking at the flag, and he's sprinting across like a racing greyhound. Corser, but out. Oh, that was Duncan Fitchett. Got a cracking start. A really good cracking start, but it was Troy Corser on that BMW, number 7. There he is, look, in second place. But ahead of him, it's McGuinness. McGuinness on the number 1 bike got an absolute flyer.
Dunlop in trouble. Dunlop in trouble. Bad start for the number 3, Manx Norton. Michael Dunlop got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, indeed, but it was McGuinness got a cracker, but Troy Corser got that number 7 BMW off the line, but it's head down for the 23 times Isle of Man TT winner, John McGuinness. McGuinness has got his head down.
He does. He comes towards my commentary position out here in the countryside, towards St Mary's, through the quick right-hander, towards me. He has a lead, but it's being closed down at the moment by Troy Corser. So leading as they come past me, it is McGuinness from Corser. There they are, Corser with the number 7, the BMW, the 79-year-old motorcycle underneath Troy Corser, and Corser takes the lead through the right-hander.
This is incredible. Well, he was magnificent yesterday. Troy Corser then, the double World Superbike champion from Australia, is out in front. He's gone underneath John McGuinness. This is where the action's going to be. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, number 3, Michael Dunlop, had an appalling start, and he's away, he's running, but he's almost bogged last. So there's a fair bit to do for Michael Dunlop. At the moment, though, the Manx Norton, prepared by Fred Walmsley that John McGuinness is on, goes ahead. It would do on speed because it's up against an ancient BMW, a 1937 BMW RS 55, and it's in the corners where Troy Corser is going to come into his own. Really good. Up to the chicane then. Corser down the gearbox right behind him. He's he's down in a big puddle. Hit a huge puddle on the outside, and Troy Corser's down right outside the pit wall. Has he done any damage to the bike? He certainly hasn't done any damage to himself. Well, Troy Corser was in really aggressive mood. Toby, what can I say?
Well, I think he was in giant killing mood. The problem with that motorcycle is I don't think he's going to be able to get it started. I saw them preparing the bike before the race, and it takes a big effort on the rollers to get it started. He might have an opportunity, but he knows that he's lost it. He knows he's thrown it away, and he knew that this was the giant killing opportunity with the wet conditions, with the older motorcycle. Oh, he knew before he'd stopped even moving on his backside the mistake that he'd made. Lucky to get away with it.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this then. Corser made a big lunge at McGuinness. Off they go then, off the line. Duncan Fitchett on the number 34 bike got his leg across very quickly. McGuinness, though, number 1, was out of the traps like a greyhound. Here he comes, McGuinness. What a terrific start, though, by Corser.
And look at number 3, struggling over the start-finish line. That's Michael Dunlop, paddling away. Look at him on the top left of your screen. So we're going to keep an eye and see how Dunlop progresses through the order. He's already up to 12th position.
Yes, he is. And there's that Gilera Saturno, the number 9 of Tim Jackson. This is it. Coming down, this is Corser's moment towards the chicane. He goes wide outside. John McGuinness hit the white line and the wet,
but he hit the chicane with his left shoulder that pushed him a little bit further over to the right hand side.
What a shame.
So it was only inches in it. He tried to take the weight off the back wheel, but there's no chance at all with a puddle that's about an inch deep. Oh, Troy Corser, what have you done?
Oh dear, but he can, if he gets back in the pits, he can get back on,
holding the clutch,
that bike going, keep it going. What presence of mind!
Oh, he's holding the clutch, but I think it was just too much. In the meantime, this is the front of the order. This is McGuinness and Scott Smart. Well, first and second.
It's not the first time that Scott Smart's been on a Manx Norton, but it is the first time that the number 1 John McGuinness has been on a Manx Norton. Fresh from a very successful classic TT, riding a 500cc Italian Patton. McGuinness had a great time in the Isle of Man just last week, and now he's here doing great stuff here. There's Michael Dunlop, number 3. After that sluggish start, already up to 12th last time round, he's up to 8th now. So charging through the pack, Michael Dunlop. I spoke to John McGuinness earlier and he said Dunlop wants to win this. I'm going to wait for him. If he's behind me, I know he's going to go for it and try and catch me up. Another beautifully prepared Manx Norton, and John McGuinness out in front on its sister bike, being chased by the number 45 of Scott Smart on another Manx Norton. This is going to be really interesting. Look how close Dunlop is now, right up behind Duncan Fitchett, and going inside the number 14 of Steve Brogen. What a class act, what a class act.
He must be about 5th or 6th position now. He's about 10 seconds off the leader's 6th position. That was a bit of a lucky guess by me as Michael Dunlop got his head down. 3 abreast, but he's been out accelerated down the back section as he comes up towards Woodcote, down the Lavant Straight.
That astonishes me, because they're bikes like for like. That really astonishes me. I think his bike bogged down at the start, but he's doing it on the brakes, he's doing it on the bends. He's behind Duncan Fitchett, who is an absolute master on these 500cc bikes, and the number 14 of Steve Brogen, he's a class act as well. Here we go then.
Another position being taken there as he comes up behind Steve Brogen on the number 14. Bit of a puddle there just as they're turning left around the second part of the chicane. Back with the leaders, McGuinness versus Scott Smart.
Scott Smart is doing a really fantastic job, and when he comes in for his rider change, he's going to be handing over to Sebastian Perez, who with the greatest respect is not as quick. So Scott Smart's got to do something special here. McGuinness is going to be handing over to Glenn English. There's the top 3, Lothar Singer and Klaus Ottlinger there on the other BMW, the number 5 BMW. Ahead of Charlie Williams and Mike Farrell. Brilliant stuff. That is terrific.
There is the number 5. That's the sister bike to Troy Corser's. That's Singer on that one, the 1936 BMW. Here is the Brogie, Steve Brogen, the Liverpudlian, chasing as he comes past my commentary position. So the rain has restarted out here, not quite as intense as it was, but still it's not going to be a dry line by the time these 18 minutes come up.
Toby, that number 55 ahead of Dunlop is a 1933 Rudge with Charlie Williams on board. That is astonishing, that number 25 bike. An ancient bike with a less than, it's still not a modern bike, but the Manx Norton, a much more modern piece of kit. There's the
Scott Smart
race lead, and Scott Smart chasing down John McGuinness. The battle for the lead here. 17 minutes remaining, so we can have rider changes any time now, but I don't think, Toby, we're going to see those until the closing point of the window, because we need these quick guys on board.
Absolutely, as they come over that troublesome puddle on the exit of the chicane. The leaders have a lead of some 8.5 seconds over the number 5 BMW. No, it's not. It's now Fitchett who's come through to 3rd position on the 34. Okay. So it's Brogie in 3rd, then Williams, then Dunlop, then Fitchett in 6th position. There's so many places that Michael Dunlop... Scott Smart takes the lead! Scott Smart takes it!
And a look over his shoulder and a cheeky wave. That's the only time you're going to pass John McGuinness, boy, so make the most of it. Brilliant ride by John McGuinness. And by the way, that patch of water on the start-finish straight chicane, is it a troublesome puddle or a puddlesome trouble?
Absolutely. McGuinness takes the lead back from Scott Smart, who's trying to go around the outside. As they come towards me, I peer through the murk of the commentary box, fogged up windows. McGuinness has taken the lead. McGuinness, with the yellow top to that crash helmet, has got the advantage on the number 1 over the crest of the hill, and as they tip it through the left-hander, now into the right-hander at Lavant. This is a battle of former 250 GP racers, from a 500cc, and Brogie comes through. Brogie's going well now.
Steve Brogen, number 14, then sharing that bike with Ian Bain.
Fastest on the track at the moment, 1:46.9.
Well, he knows the bike very well. They're a good pairing. They've been together for a few years. They won it 2010.
Here we go.
Pat on the back for McGuinness. through they go. How close do you want it? A pat on the back. Come on, McPint, get your finger out.
Steve Brogen is about 6 seconds a lap faster than John McGuinness on that last lap. He is annihilating the lap times. The confidence is there. Brogen leads the race on the number 14, Norton.
A 146.93.
Look at this. A pat on the back. Sorry, pal, I've got to lead this race.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind.
That's only about 110 miles an hour down there. That'll do, won't it? Look at this then. Still cracking on that number 45 of Scott Smart. Scott Smart then has gone past McGuinness. McGuinness now down in third place. Brogen leads with that cracking lap, 145.7. He's going quicker all the time. Scott Smart ahead of McGuinness. McGuinness is feeling his way. Michael Dunlop then is now only just past Charlie Williams. This is incredible. In fact, Charlie Williams has got the better of him again on this ancient girder-fought Rudge. This is absolutely astonishing. Toby, you and I were looking at that radial head Rudge in the pits. It looks like a museum piece.
And it's vibrating and rattling away as he came down that back section towards the camera. Look at the rain on the camera lens pelting down here at the far end of the circuit as Scott Smart blips the throttle on the down change. And for those of you who are unaware of the history involved in this motorcycle race and Scott Smart, he is the nephew of Barry Sheene.
Indeed.
Let us not forget that. There he is on the number 45. There's your leader, Steve Brogen on the number 14. There is Scott Smart, number 45. He's in second place. John McGuinness on number 1. He's in third. Then we've got this Rudge from 1933 in fourth position.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Then we've got the grey flash of Ian Duffus, who's no slow peddler, the Scot. Ian Duffus on the 500cc Vincent Grey Flash. There he is, number 51. Now dicing with Duncan Fitchett. I'm scratching my head a bit as to why Duncan Fitchett is not going harder. He's capable of riding at the front, the pole position man, even in these conditions. He knows it very, very well. Brogen then going past, effectively lapping Iva Vasilius on the Norton Max. But Charlie Williams just holding his own. Charlie Williams has now gone past McGuinness.
Dunlop's gone back a bit. Dunlop just not quite got the pace of some around him. So Scott, then 25-1.
Well, Charlie Williams is now up to third. He's riding like a man possessed.
Incredible.
Here he comes.
1933 bike. He's in third position.
He's absolutely riding like a man possessed. Charlie Williams, 8 times an Isle of Man TT winner, such a jovial and genial character. Himself does a bit of commentary work at other events around the country, so he's a lovely, lovely character, knows his bikes inside out, but of course did all his TT winning on 2-stroke Yamahas and is very competent on corner speed, and it looks like it's the corner speed that's getting that Rudge round safely, Toby.
He's hounding in Scott Smart. And Scott Smart's last lap, 149.5. 2 seconds quicker for Williams on the last lap, and the confidence is building. That's the trick in the wet, isn't it? You know where the puddles are. You've explored the moving of the bike underneath you, and he takes the position.
He's got past. Charlie Williams has got past Scott Smart on an 83-year-old motorcycle.
Up to second position. Up to second position on the 1933 bike.
Derek Crutchlow there, number 19, Cal Crutchlow's dad, just moving over to the side respectfully as this flying duo of Charlie Williams and Scott Smart really get stuck into each other. Smart can't really, he's got to be swallowing hard.
So is Williams going to be coming in the pits? Was that a sign? Is he going to be coming in? Yes, he is. So the pit stops are really going to get underway. It's the time ticking away, as you can see at the top of your screen here.
It'll be Mike Farrell getting on board, and you will notice he'll have a grey tape armband.
Here's Dunlop coming in as well, Barry.
Yeah, in comes number 3, Dunlop.
Here he is, Michael Dunlop, off the bike.
Michael Dunlop off, and Michael Hose on, who is also very quick. Out goes, see the right armband with the silver on. So on the number 25 then we now have Mike Farrell. And there Mike Hose on the number 3 bike.
Well, it's hosing down here, I can tell you that.
Nice one. Yes. Keep going, I'm out of breath.
It really is pelting with rain now here in West Sussex. Well, you might be watching in California or something with beautiful weather on our live stream, but this is a wet race. There is your leader. This is Steve Brogen on the number 14. He's got a 4-second lead ahead of Scott Smart, John McGuinness, as you can see on the graphics. None of those top three have taken their pit stop for a rider change. The Williams Farrell bike, as you can see, has changed, only 21 seconds back. In the meantime, this is the BSA Gold Star. Steve Plater gets off, Keith Bush gets on.
Indeed, Steve Plater, then TT winner, gets off, having done a pretty good stint, but having said that, they were only in 14th place last time round. So there's Steve Brogen still pedalling hard on the number 14.
So he's got until 8 minutes to go.
Yep,
before he has to come in.
Indeed,
he can do another lap.
Big Arthur Browning. No, Arthur Browning has handed over. That's now Ewan Cameron on board the Brough Superior SS100, the 1000cc V-twin.
Ewan Cameron, continuing to be a 500 racer on 4 wheels in many sprints and hill climbs. Hugely spectacular.
Well, McGuinness then. McGuinness coming into the pits. McGuinness, number 1, heading in then. John McGuinness, having done his stuff, having led in the early stages, then dropped back down the order. Hands over to Glenn English.
Go!
Who knows what this is all about? Glenn English now very capable of winding these guys in. Comes out ahead of Michael Hose. So this is good stuff. He's ahead then of the number 3, Mike Hose. Well, it's dramatic stuff. It's breathtaking.
It is indeed. It is indeed. So there is Glenn English through the murk. He appears. He is currently in 4th position, but maybe we're going to have to wait for the stagger to unravel, because I think the timing loop is just at the end of pit lane. There is your leader, Steve Brogen, with the yellow top to that crash helmet. Number 14 with the white back to his leathers, going around the outside of Brian Morrison, Roger Aspey's bike. Ashby, on the bike.
Still in 5th, we have Mike Farrell on the old Rudge, and he's just ahead of Michael Dunlop. But Brogen, then, you're quite right.
He's got to come in.
He's got to come in.
He's got to come in. He's got to come in before 8 minutes, and it's nigh on 2 minutes a lap. So as he comes down the Lavant Straight, tips it into Woodcote.
Not literally, I hope.
Pit window closed.
It is still very wet out there. Rain still falling. Standing water. You can see the spray coming off these bikes. The Rudge special of Robin Stokes and Tony Perkin there being that. There's a Galera Saturno going through, as in comes Steve Brogen for his pit stop, hand in the air to let everybody
look at the time. He's got to get in there before 8 minutes, and he's done it.
Only
9 seconds remaining. He could not do any more laps on that motorcycle, could he?
I don't know. Technically, no. He could have carried on around, but he might well have been excluded from the overall, and so off he goes.
Scott Smart's coming behind him. A bash on the camera lens as the mechanic helps the motorcycle on its way. So then
Ian Bain then on board his own motorbike. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ian Bain can do on the number 14. He knows that motorcycle inside out. He's built it. He rides it pretty much every weekend. And there, Mike Farrell on that Rudge.
25-45, this is the battle for 2nd position, but it may well be for the lead. I think that 25's leading the race.
Could be.
I think it is, yes. No, the graphic.
The race leader then is Ian Bain.
Yep. Okay.
Ian Bain still in front. Chased hard, though, by Mike Farrell on the Rudge. Mike Farrell, number 25, on the Rudge.
So that Brogen pit stop was quick enough that the number 14 continued to lead now with Ian Bain at the helm. I thought that as we've got the change of the lead, not quite.
Had a good look at him.
It's going to be close.
Mike Farrell had a good look at him on that lovely Rudge. A word up from the pits. Troy Corser, I'm fine.
Got him. Takes the lead.
He's got it. New leader then. New leader, Mike Farrell. The ancient Rudge, the 83-year-old motorcycle, leads here against its more modern counterpart, the number 14, Ian Bain, Max Norton. Toby, I can hardly believe what I'm seeing.
Well, it's
condition.
it's the bravery on such an old motorcycle as we have another change of lead. He's got it back, so Ian Bain comes through to take the lead. We've had 2 changes of the lead in just the whole length of that Lavant straight, and we've still got another 3 laps to go or so. By my quick mental arithmetic, it is pelting with rain at this end of the circuit, as I'm sure it is with yours.
Well, Ian Bain there, up the inside and taking the tight line and getting onto the straight and getting the power down on the Rudge. Fantastic stuff from Charlie Williams' mate Mike Farrell. The handover, he was in no doubt what he had to do was keep. Oh, who's that down?
It's just outside my commentary box. It's the eldest bike,
it's the old
the Brough Superior.
That's Ewan Cameron off the Brough.
Yes, he's had a tumble just past the commentary box. He's up and he's okay. A bit of a wet slide. There is your leader, number 25 and number 14 in second place, lapping some other riders, lapping some other bikes.
Coming up behind Roger Ashby, who's partnered here with Brian Morrison, the World Endurance Champion. But look at this, Charlie Williams' teammate Mike Farrell really flying. Ian Bain then on the number 14, still very much in touch, but riding with a great deal more caution, if you can use the word caution in motorcycle racing when it's wet. I'm not sure you can.
No.
Do they fit in the same sentence?
No, they don't. You should know that by now.
yeah, well, I never learned, do I?
You poor deluded child you are.
I never learned. Number 12 there at the back, Julian Ide, having taken over the bike from Freddie Spencer. And there, the number 34, that's really going. Still, we've got a battle going on here. There's Michael Hose, having been passed by the number 34 of Duncan Fitchett's.
Great battle for third.
Young Sam Clues now on the 34 bike. Look at this. Scott Smart has handed over the number 45 to Sebastian Perez, who's being chased down by Michael Dunlop's mate, Mike Hose, and he succumbs. Michael Hose then sweeping past Perez.
So he's got ahead through the murk. Comes Clues, and we've got a red flag. We've had the race stopped here with 4 minutes remaining. I think it's a little bit too wet. There's some big puddles appearing at various places around this Goodwood circuit, and we're all up for the show, but we can't risk anything too much, can we, Barry?
Back. Well, how did he miss the Ferrari?
Missed the Ferrari.
That was a heart-in-mouth moment, not just for Richard Mines, but also for Joe Bamford as he saw it getting closer and closer.